Hey, I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain ATV-MC. In this video, we're going to show you how to install the Tusk Soft Upper Doors on your Can-Am Maverick Trail or Can-Am Maverick Sport. The Tusk Soft Upper Doors are a great accessory for your side-by-side. They help enclose the cab. They're going to keep the rain and dust out, and they're going to keep the cab a little bit warmer on the cooler days. Now, if things heat up throughout the day, you can just unzip the window and let some airflow in there to cool down. So really nice features. These are a great product, and the install process is pretty simple. It just mounts up to your existing door, and the process we're about to show you is on this Can-Am Maverick Trail. But the process, again, it's going to be similar for the Maverick Sports. You know, that door, it's going to be a little bit different design, but we're going to talk about the differences as we go through the process. So let's go ahead and get started. To do this job, we have some common hand tools, including a 10mm combo wrench. We've got a couple of sockets. We have Torx bits, Allen keys, our drill, a couple of drill bits. So the 1/2 inch is the only size you're going to need if you're doing the trail, but if you're doing the sport, you'll need the 1/2 inch and the 5/16 inch drill bit. Then we also have a couple of cutting tools, so scissors, utility knife. We've got our tape, safety glasses, and then as you go through the process, first thing you want to do is lay everything out, make sure you have everything. So this is the hardware that fits our passenger side on our machine, but go through and compare this stuff to your instructions. Again, make sure everything's there. Now this kit up here, this one is going to be for the sport. So everything looks a little bit different. So again, throughout the process, you want to refer to your instructions for more information and specs. The kit is also going to come with your door skins, your door frames, and a couple of straps. Now with this, first thing we're going to do is mount this door skin onto the door frame. So I'm going to flip this stuff over. So with this end of the door frame, we're going to start by feeding it through this corner all the way up and around. And then at the bottom, this is all just Velcro, and it's going to Velcro around the bottom portion of the frame. So we'll go ahead and start with that. Now, the easiest way to do this is by unzipping the window. Then we're also going to pull back on this Velcro. Okay, so we're midpoint right here. One thing that I want to point out that's super important at this spot is to make sure that the door skin is underneath the frame on this other end. Then the other thing that's helpful is to make sure the end of the door frame is poking out the end of the door skin before you work this around that last corner. So once it's all bunched up, then we can just kind of work it down into place. So at this point, just to help get everything squared up, I'm going to zip the window. So once you're this far, you'll notice that this post has a locating hole in that door skin. So once you're lined up with that, you're going to need to make a hole for this front post. So that's where your utility knife comes into play. You can just make a slice, and this is just through that rubber trim. This will help hold the outer fabric in place. Then we're going to pull the Velcro back all the way on this lower strap. And then I went ahead and unzipped the window again just to make it easy. And then we can go ahead and attach the Velcro all the way around. Then I'm going to zip the window back up. We also have these straps. These are going to help secure the door once it's installed, and there's a little slit on each of the door skins. We're just going to wrap this strap around the frame, and we'll install it so the Velcro is going to be facing up towards the top of the machine. With that upper door assembled, we're going to show you how to install it on the Can-Am Maverick Trail first. And most of these steps are going to cross over to the sport model as well. And then we're going to show you the differences on the sport model. So now, along with your instructions, you should have got a template sheet Now with this sheet, if you lost it or had to print off a new one, then you want to check it for scale. This scale in the corner, that's 2 inches. So just verify that's the right size. If you don't check this sheet and make sure that all these are printed to scale, you're going to drill the holes in the wrong spots and that's going to damage your panel. So make sure you're drilling everything in the correct spots. Just cut these out and we're going to line them up on our door panel. All right, so we have our template cut out. This is the front passenger mount. So we have it sitting in front of the machine, that's correct. And all we're gonna do, this corner, we're gonna slide right here into the corner of the panel. So once you're lined up with that corner, just make sure the template is straight and then tape it into place. Now we're gonna take our 1/2-inch drill bit and drill through both panels. So you have your outer door panel and the inner door panel you're gonna be drilling through. All right, then we're gonna line the rear passenger mount in the same way. Just line it up with that notch in the corner and we'll tape it down. The next thing we need to do is remove the Torx screws from our door panel and remove it. And don't forget you have a hidden screw in here and you've got one in this little pocket as well. Now that we have access to the stock door frame, we're going to install the rear mount. So we have 3 mounting locations. We're going to put this on the outside of the frame. So we'll just go behind here. And then your mounting bolts are going to go in these 3 spots. And these are your M6 by 16 millimeter long bolts. And we're going to install a washer onto each of those. And then put the M6 flange nut on the back. And we're just going to leave that hardware loose for now, and we can go ahead and install the front mount. We're going to take the same size M6 by 16 bolt. We've got the washer on it. We're just going to go through that hole right there, set that into place. We've got our mounting bracket. So whatever door you're working on, this post is going to be facing towards the rear of the door. So we'll go ahead and set that into place. And we're going to install that M6 flange nut on that bolt. Then we'll do the same thing for that upper bolt. With this stuff still loose, we're going to take that upper door assembly and we're going to install the posts into our mounting brackets. With the upper door in place, we're going to go ahead and tighten down the hardware for the mounting brackets. We're going to take this over to the bench and install a swivel panel onto it. Now, once this panel or this upper door is out of the way, we can go ahead and finish tightening the hardware on our mounting brackets all the way. Now we can take the swivel tab. We've got our M8 by 16 millimeter bolt and our friction washer. Put that on. We'll take the supplied Loctite, put it on the end. Then we're going to install this bolt. And we're just going to tighten this down to the point where the tab can still twist. So I've got just a little bit of friction on it right there. That's about perfect. So we're going to let that Loctite set up. Next, we're going to take our filler bracket. We've got this M6 by 16 bolt. Put there. And then we have a friction washer. We'll put it through the swivel tab. Then another swivel washer, or friction washer, sorry. And our nylock nut. Now we're going to tighten this down until we have a little bit of friction on this filler bracket. Now we're going to take the filler bracket and set it into place. and we have two M6 by 20 millimeter bolts. We're going to install this first one into the factory threaded hole. And then for the lower mount on the stock frame, you have this tab coming out. We're going to install another one of these M6 by 20 millimeter bolts through, and we'll put a flange nut on the back. Now we need to clean the area on the roll cage next to our security strap. Then we'll peel the backing off our Velcro. Then we can install our Velcro and attach the security strap. And one thing to note, when you're installing that Velcro piece, just make sure it's centered with the security strap. All right, so now we need to attach the Velcro to our bracket. So you can use some rubbing alcohol and clean this up. Just make sure it's really clean. We'll remove the Velcro backing. And I'm gonna pull this tight. I'm not gonna like stretch it real hard. Just gonna let it go to its natural position and press that into place. And we'll wrap that front around. Press that piece down as well. And now we can reinstall the stock door panel. And that's it for the install on the trail models. But with this, if you want to roll down the window, what you can do, you have these two straps. We'll undo the button on each one. Then we'll unzip the window and roll it up. So once you have the window rolled up, you just take the strap and snap it into place. Same thing on the front. Now, one thing with these filler panels, they do come with a hole already in them. That way, if you want to run a mirror, you can, but you're going to have to poke a hole in this fabric. So just make sure you line that up before you poke the hole, or poke the hole from the back side. All right, moving on to the sport door, we're going to show you the minor differences. Overall, the job is pretty similar. But on these sport ones, you're going to remove the fasteners on the inside of the door and actually remove the outer panel. Once you have the outer panel off, you're ready to use your template and drill 2 holes. So on this door, you're only going to be drilling towards the front. There is not a second template for the same side door. And then from here, on this inner door panel, we're going to insert 4 brass inserts. So on the front, you can see there's a little dimple on the door. That's where you're going to use that 5/16 drill bit and drill all the way through. We've already done that on the back, and that hole is going to be for the lower mount. Now for the mounting brackets, the taller one is going to be at the back and the shorter one in the front. Then we've got our M8 by 25 millimeter bolts. Those ones are going to go in the brass inserts. And then the M8 by 45 millimeter is going to go through that 5/16 hole we drilled. And then you're going to install a flange nut on the back. Then you're going to install the hardware the same way on that front bracket. And then remember to leave everything slightly loose. Other than that, the steps are going to be similar to what we just showed you on that trail model. Now with this stuff, once you have one door done, you'll do those same steps to the other door. And that's it for the Tusk Soft Upper Door install on your Can-Am Maverick Trail or Maverick Sport. These are going to make your ride much more enjoyable. If you need these or any other accessories for your side-by-side, be sure to check out our website. We have a lot of different options on there. And if you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. We'll get those answered as soon as we can. And for more helpful content like this, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.